Before the exciting time of television, computers, and radio, people had to entertain themselves. While some sought out alcohol and vice, others work in poverty. Many citizens turned to music. Any family who could afford one had a piano in their parlor, and sheet music was sold not only in stores, but by traveling salesmen and included as supplements in newspapers. This music was composed by thousands of people and published in every major city and in some minor ones as well. In addition to the music itself, there were some of the most mystifying, ornate, and just weird art of the day. As if that weren't enough, there were advertisements. Advertisements for medicine, insurance, carpet cleaning, and of course, more sheet music. The period from 1860 to 1900 provided songs that are still heard today. There were also songs that were huge hits in their day and then faded slowly away. Then there were those that faded pretty darn quick. It was the age of parlor music. Although the composers have long since passed on, their music hangs on like some confused, evil ghost. This is a small tribute to this thankfully forgotten music. What says entertainment more than plopping down your nickel, taking your seat, and hearing this gem? From the looks of the artist, he's had a few hundred chickens on his plate, too. Popular songs had a wider scope of themes and subjects than the music of today. It forced listeners to ponder the great questions of the day. Songs celebrated the heroes of the day, not only the men who spanned the oceans of greatness, but also those who jumped the puddles of local fame. Greatness isn't just a solo endeavor. One finds greatness in groups as well. We need never forget the exploits of the free lunch cadets, thanks to Mr. Sousa. These songs were concerned with more than just larger-than-life heroes. The concerns of John Q. Everyman and his, or her, problems were reflected in the human stories that these songs told. Even though many of these songs described events long since consigned to the round file of time, the human situations are indeed ageless. Even today, we still ask ourselves, just who is Gallagher, and just why don't he let her go? People were reminded that yes, everyone does have troubles, but not to worry. Just when things take a turn for the worst, something comes along to put it all in perspective. Life's road can be rocky and worrisome. Things may seem gray. But there is also great joy in this world. And what greater joy than love? When you're in love, you want to tell the world about it, even when you probably shouldn't. First, there's that magic day when he notices the special one for him. There's the awkward meeting. Then the courtship begins and feelings deepen. There may be potholes and tears along the road of romance that must be smoothed out. Interlopers endlessly seeking to dislodge the anvil of love from the smithy shop of the heart. But in the end, cooler heads prevail and love is saved. And at last, the great day comes. As life continues, some couples fall by the wayside. Love does not always prevail or survive. But for most, love matures as it is flavored with the spice of mutual respect, and so the circle turns again and again. As long as the money lasts, that is. Nothing goes with romance quite like alcohol. To drink or not to drink? That was the question. Here's a civilized scene. The bartender seems to pay attention to the little girl. She's confident that she will spend the night in a happy home. But the father, too, is confident. After all, the bartender knows where his money comes from. And so, 4 hours later, here we are. The temperance society's vowed to dethrone old King Alcohol. Any town could slip from high to dry. Were the good times over? Some people adapted to the new sobriety. Others could not or would not compromise, however, and things got tense. Fortunately for us today, the alcohol kept flowing and the country kept moving, and these not-so-great American tunes told that story. There was happiness and laughter, tempered with sadness and tears. There was sport, and of course, dancing. From the Atlanta Waltz to the Great Wahoo Polka, if it was out there, someone wrote a dance for it. There were dances for people we knew well, and for some that we still can't figure out who they were, or what they were doing. Dances were named after the workplace, and after things that were seen at the home place. And of course, there were dances just named for dancing. It may be hard for us today to appreciate the importance sheet music had to people who weren't blessed by modern entertainment. The sheet music of the 19th century served a generation that today just seems plain weird. But in closer inspection, we see that not much really has changed in the past 100 years. In fact, as tapes deoxidize and CDs decompose, we can only hope to leave as lasting a record of our times as these printers of 100 years ago did. Will future generations realize that we too were rough on rats? Only time will tell.